Everyone has their story that they want to tell. They might not know how they want to go about it. I like the phrase that nobody goes about giving somebody else a voice. You only amplify their voice. Everybody's already got their own voice. Nobody's voiceless. There's intentionality to not hearing them. And when it comes to the way that I write stories, I very much subscribe to subversive activism. I know that I love science fiction and speculative fiction as a genre. I found it fascinating when people were watching the televisation of Handmaid's Tale and they said, "Oh my God, imagine if this ever happened. It's happened to enslaved Black women. It's happened to Latino. What are we actually saying?" So I realized that what's happening here is a lack of education in terms of historically as to what has already taken place. We think so many of the things that we're seeing are new simply because that violence has been inflicted on white people or white bodies, that suddenly we are able to see, oh my God, this is atrocious. Kind of like with the Epstein files, I made a video pertaining to that as well, that we read some really heinous things in these documents, and people were surprised. And I said, but not to trigger anybody, but some of these things and even more vicious things arguably were done to enslaved Africans in terms of what was done to their babies, their teeth. There was so much. And people really related to that video because they were unaware of, how things link together. Black children are going missing in the UK, and when their bodies are found, they're found by bodies of water, and the police immediately will usually say something like, "Oh, they couldn't swim," or maybe they were trafficking drugs across county lines. Any stereotype that you can think of pertaining to Blackness, they would usually go with that, and for that reason, they didn't see it as suspicious. But to me, the kind of frequency of it happening was really unnerving. So I decided that the novel I was going to write, our protagonist, Pels, is going to look into why these young Black people are going missing and being found by bodies of water. But nobody wants to hear, it's institutional, it's systemic oversights. They're not trying to hear that. So there's a secret society of the elite who are stealing the souls of these children in order to garner more wealth and fame and power. If I want to talk about certain things, I can only talk about them in a particular way on social media before someone scrolls. They see sometimes they see a Black face. No, scrolling. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You're not wearing makeup. There's nothing about you that's grabbing me. Don't want to hear it. So there has to be other ways that you can get people's attention to talk about the same thing that you're talking about. So ultimately, I say all of that to say, when it comes to storytelling, coming from a background of orators and griots in terms of my Nigerian heritage, you're always having to adapt.